Hello everyone, thank you so much for being here at this channel, New to Happiness. My name is Ruth Lax. I'm a school counselor and a psychotherapist, and I work mainly with highly sensitive people and people who are dealing with coming out of or going through narcissistic, toxic relationships. Today I want to talk about something that has to do with highly sensitive people especially, and has also to do in a way with narcissistic relationships and the decisions what to do when you are in that situation. And what I want to talk about, and one more thing, I want to mention my favorite way of dealing with, I wanted to say treating, but high sensitivity is not a disorder, so I have to get used to saying dealing with or helping live a better life, a better and more equipped life with high sensitivity, and that's the DBT treatment. And the way DBT deals with a specific way of thinking that is very typical of highly sensitive people, and that is thinking in black and white concepts or in extremes, and not realizing and not being able to understand or feel or see that there are other options than the black or white options that we as highly sensitive people tend to see. And the first thing I want to talk about is how should I say, looking at yourself and the way you think throughout the day, and seeing how much of this black or white thinking you actually do. And that this exercise might surprise you. I know it surprises me many times, even though I do it once in a while, to see how much of that way of thinking is actually present in my life and in my mind, and influences my feelings and the way I behave, because it is very, very present and has a lot of impact and influences the way I feel, and is very toxic. Actually, I have to say it in that way, because when you face a certain situation and you think that the solution is either or and there's nothing in between, and you're not sure what to do in one way, or you think you cannot do what you do want to do and it's going to help you out, then the bad emotions and the feeling of stress and no way out actually start sinking in, and they influence everything that you do and the way that you behave and everything that happens from that point on. And that is a very, very difficult thing to deal with. So first of all, I want to invite you to look at yourself and to look at your thoughts and see how much of this black or white thinking is a part of your life. Should I leave my job or should I stay? Should I divorce this person or not? Should I buy this or that? Should I go there or not? If I do this, and it's not just the question, but the understanding that one one option is very good and the other one is very bad, and you have to choose, and you feel, as I said, strained and going through all these motions because everything seems to be very extreme and there's nothing in between, and there are no middle steps that you can take, and you are faced with I don't know, just a dead end if you don't do this or that, and you have to make a decision. Otherwise something is going to be horrible, and you're not going to be happy, and you're not going to be able to live your life, and you're not going to feel well. And what I want to invite you, after looking at yourself and looking at just a regular day and seeing how many thoughts that are black or white are present and are part of your daily life, what I want you to do is start putting into your life some of the DBT aspects of the dialectical behavior treatment. And especially I want to pull out the word dialectic and help you use it in your life and to deal with the black and white thoughts, because dialectic, the word itself, what it means is living with contradictions. It means that it's not black or white. It could be both. It could be something in between. It could be some other options that we're not even thinking about. And the fact that our mind automatically goes to the either or is actually something that weakens us. And if we start looking at life from a dialectical point of view, understanding that this is not either or, and actually that contradictions can many times live together in a certain harmony that we can't really understand many times, but still that's the way it is. For example, we can love somebody and hate him even at the same time. We can resent something and we can understand the purpose of it. We can be bored and be interested in a certain aspect of a situation or whatever. If you start looking at yourself, it's very in a way it's a very exciting thing to do. Just seeing how many of these contradictions and how many black or white thoughts we have, as I said, throughout the day, and how many times we look at something from this point of view, and that is what makes us feel bad, and that is what causes us harm in our behavior and in everything that we do afterwards. So I want to invite you to start, as I said, looking at things from a dialectical point of view and starting to look for contradictions that can live together in your life, and that do live together in your life, and for middle steps in between the two black and white sides of the situation, and how you can combine them, and how you can find something, as I said, in between, or even just another option that is not part of the whole equation, and make yourself aware of the fact that this is possible. And one of the best ways to do that is to start looking at problems from the point of view of small, very, very small movements. Small movements make us go from two sides to the middle of the situation. And for example, if I'm debating if to leave my job or stay, maybe taking a day off once a week and seeing how that feels is another way of thinking about it, and not having and seeing that the options don't have to be black or white and don't have to contradict each other, but you can find a solution that is somewhere in between. And that is another very important question. You don't have to decide anything about the next step. You are just focused with this small specific step, and then looking at yourself and seeing how you feel afterwards. Many times when people ask me about divorce, even when it has to do with a narcissistic relationship, which is of course very difficult, but the person on the other hand wants to divorce a narcissist, and on the one hand wants to divorce a narcissist, and on the other hand is afraid to go, is afraid economically to deal with stuff or whatever. Maybe you can decide on one day that you go, that has to do with a third person. I have to say, some middle step in between, taking a day off, separating for a while, anything like that, starting from something in between that will make you see what it is like to live apart, for example, and then not even deciding about the next step, just doing that and seeing how it's going to work for you. How do you feel afterwards? Of course, as I said, this is something that has to be done with a third party, somebody that helps you reach this point, and so that everybody knows what's going on and everything is on the surface and dealt with in an open way. But that, for example, is another option that is not either or, not black or white, and combines the living and staying in a dialectical way, which is very, very good many times, just to see and understand how we feel about something, what do we really want to do, and afterwards take another small step and see how that goes, and eventually, reach a point when you have to decide from between these two options. But that is something that is not going to be black and white anymore. It will be some that you will have the understanding of the way you feel, the way you see the situation, and everything is going to be so different. It's not going to be that far off. It's going to be somewhere in here between taking this step or the other one. So that was something that was very important for me to talk about: highly sensitive people and black and white thinking, and the connection to DBT, dialectical behavior therapy, and especially to the dialectical aspect of that therapy, which I highly recommend you to go, especially if you're a highly sensitive person. Thank you so much, as always, for being here. I would love to hear from you. I would love to see if you understand my English, because it's not my main language. And anything that you have to say, and I would be really happy to hear and give my answer to, or whatever it has to do with relate to. And as I said, my name is Ruth Lax. I'm a school counselor and a therapist. And I will see you on my next video. Thank you very much.